Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga, etc. And I'm here to bring you the review for Shaman King 2021, episode 1. And I think that's the first and last time I'm going to say that. I'm just going to cut it down to Shaman King from now on because that was a bit lengthy. So just so you know, going into this, moving forward, I personally have only ever watched the I think it was Four Kids dub of Shaman King, obviously the original running. And I wasn't aware at the time, but I became aware that it had a manga. I became aware that the anime doesn't follow the manga to the full story. And I was very excited for the reboot because I knew that this was going to be following the manga, so it would give me a chance to know, I guess, the quote unquote true story of Shaman King. I was never really bothered to go back, read the manga, read the manga in its entirety, essentially. So I was really happy for this reboot, and I want to know where you guys are coming from, coming into this. Well, are you like me? Uh, are you like me, or is Shaman King something fresh for you? So please let me know in the comment section below because I'd really be interested to go into that as well. So yeah, let me know about that. So let's talk about the episode now. So this episode starts off with the flashback, and it's I'm not gonna lie to you. At first, I was like, okay, they're starting with that. Not bad, but now that I've had a bit more time to think about it, I personally don't like that they started off with this flashback. Yeah, it was nice to see in the first episode, but at the end of the day, I think it was better for the audience to find out this information with Yo. It makes it more of a big reveal, like, oh my gosh, Yo, Zeke, what they call him Zeke in the English dub. So that's another thing as well. I will be sticking to the English names for the most part because I'm not getting down with Manta. You know, I like Morty better. So but anyway, basically what I'm getting at here is that how I feel like it's a better reveal, but has more of an impact for us, the audience, finding out all the information that's in this flashback alongside Yo, because obviously he doesn't know it yet. So yeah, that's like a down for the episode already, which is kind of bad, but it is what it is. And so yeah, so we then move on with the rest of the episode where we meet Yo, we meet Morty, aka Mantle, whichever one you want to call him. They go through that whole thing of how Morty meets Yo in the graveyard. He can also see spirits, but once Morty goes back to his school, trying to tell people of what happened, they don't believe him. Yo ends up being a transfer student in his school. Yada yada yada, yada yada yada. I feel like I might do a Shaman King versus series, the old series versus the new series to talk about things a bit better. But one thing I noticed about this episode was how you spend more time kind of fleshing out Amida Maru's because Amida Maru's story is linked to his friend's story as well, which is again fleshed out a bit more. But you spend more time within one episode. I think all the information that we're given about Yuri Damaru is all there. Like all the information is there. Like nothing's new, nothing's added. But it's definitely broken up more within the old series where we have finding out this information episodes. So what I think is left out of this episode was more an action sequence. I have to go back and watch that other episode again, but I feel like the cliff of because in the original series we have Yo come to get his quote unquote revenge for how they treated Morty and to help out Amida Maru. They have their fight, and then we leave off with Yo asking Amida Maru to be his guardian spirit and him saying no. That's the cliffhanger of the first episode of the original series. But within this, we get the whole flashback, learning a bit more about Amida Maru's character. So more character growth for Amida Maru from jump, even more so than Yo. Because right now, currently, we only know that Yo has come to this town or city, whatever it is, to finish his Shaman King. sorry, to finish his shaman training. We don't know much about Shaman King tournament as of yet. So we actually learn more about Midamaru in this episode than we do Yo, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but because Yo is the main character and Midamaru is like the second main character, the main guardian ghost, obviously. I feel like we should have learned more about Yo in this episode than we do about Midamaru, but that's not a bad thing. Also, another difference that I noticed was that how was his name Len or Ren? I think it's both because I think it's Len in the dub and Ren in the in the sub, or in the original. But he's in the first episode as well, and I'm pretty sure he wasn't there for the first episode in the original. So right off the bat, I can see that I'm guessing, we're going through more manga content per episode than we did through the original thing, which is absolutely fine. I don't mind that at all. The one more thing I want to say, kind of two things, is that I feel like that the whole bit where you have a Midamaru run up and then slice off Ryu's hair, I feel like that was better than, from memory, than the original one. And the soundtrack is good, but I don't know if I like it more than the original, for the dub anyway. Again, I'm thinking of doing like a versus series where it might not be the whole episodes, but just different scenes and there and that. Because I've got an idea for one already, of how things are different and how I feel about them. I might do that. So if that's something you would be interested in, the versus series, old series versus 2021 series, please let me know. Because if you're interested in it, it's more likely to come about. And yeah, that's everything I got to say about this episode. Obviously, the animation is better than the original, rightly so. It's been a decade at least since, so maybe even 2 decades. So rightly so, the animation should be better. I still need to. I still need to get into not necessarily the voice actors, because I think they're actually fine. It's the spirit form unity. That was one of my favorite things about Shaman King as a whole. But the sub version, the Japanese version, it has that kind of flow to it as well. So after a couple of episodes, I think I'll be into it as well. Yeah. Anyway, this episode was a good episode. I'm gonna give it a 3-star rating for a first episode for a series. Actually, I'm going to give it a 2-star rating. And the reason for this is because for a first episode, I feel like it's very important for a first episode to captivate your audience, get them hooked on the series as much as possible. You got to do that with the first episode. But if it was a thing where you gave me a whole bunch of series and said, just watch the first episode, and from the first episode I had to pick if I'm going to drop it or stay committed to it, based on the first episode of this alone, this is something that I could drop. So for a first episode, I have to give it a 2-star. Like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.